This show is officially brought to you by NRG Tree. Check them out if you want to own your own solar. That's NRG
Tree
at nrgtree.com.
Reality,
UFOs,
science,
consciousness.
sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That might not be a real thing. The podcast.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm the hung guy with the fun guy. We're back after a holiday weekend. A couple of different things we're going to be catching up with each other for the first time, really, in a couple of weeks.
More than that.
Talking about on air.
Yeah.
Not sure what all the topics will be tonight. Definitely going to be talking about steroids. No, I'm bringing that to the table for me too. So it's on my list. Just a couple other stuff.
I've gained 17 pounds since the summer.
Macka's doing a dry winter. I was informed.
Speaking of steroids.
Second annual.
The second annual dry winter, which entails what? No
booze.
No booze from
That's easy.
January 1
for you and me
to St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, Jesus,
75
Mary and
days.
Joseph. That's the let loose day.
Yeah.
Everybody, I've been oh boy. I like it because that's a day that people go out and party so hard that you're going to blend right in with a sea of fish.
Yeah. And then it's hard to skip that day,
Of course.
So even if I don't go too
Irish,
hard,
I don't
last year, my first day drinking was in Las Vegas on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And I was hungover for the rest of the trip, so.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I can't do that. But St. Patty's Day that's a fun day for an Irish guy to undry himself, re-wet himself.
Yeah, right.
Well, I look forward to seeing what that's all about. Speaking of which, I don't know if you boys remember, we were invited to go out. I've committed. I'm going.
Friday.
Friday the 13th. We're going out to the old court in Lowell.
I know.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
If you're a fan of the show and you want to come party with us, which has been a thing lately, and I think it's going to start becoming more of a thing progressively into the summer, we're going to be making guest appearances downtown Lowell.
I have a couple of funny things actually that I forgot I was even going to bring to the show.
There you
it happened
go.
last night.
What is it, buddy?
Oh, so
I want to tap them.
So last night we were out to dinner with 10
away.
people for all these Kingsley and her cousins' birthdays and stuff that were happening last month and this month. And some lady comes up to me while I'm eating and she's like, "I'm sorry to bother you while you're eating." She's like, "Do you mind if me and my sisters take a picture with you?"
Get the fuck out of here.
And I'm like,
why?
I don't mind at all.
Because they think they thought you're a celebrity of some kind?
She's like, "I'm just such a big Johnny Depp fan, and I wanted to take a picture with you because you look like him." And I was like, "Okay, this is a little weird, but okay." I took a picture with all this huge group of ladies.
Oh, God.
And then
welcome to my life.
Because I'm wearing a vest last night and a bandana. And then we go to the casino. We went to Encore last night. And we get to the line. We're doing whatever, waiting for our cousins. And 10 minutes later, the security guard, "Can you get him?" And calls me over. I'm like, shit. Calls me over. He's like, "You look like Captain Jack Sparrow."
Well, you got the bandana. You got the...
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's pretty funny.
You need to grow the double bearded braid on the sides.
Oh, right here?
And really let everyone have it.
Oh, like Captain Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, just do that.
That's because...
You could probably do that as a side gig.
Oh,
yeah, cosplay?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Sick.
Yeah.
Because I look like Vin Diesel the last 20 years of my life, especially in the early 20s, people that would happen to me everywhere.
When you start shaving your head, all of a sudden, and you got big...
But...
It like him, you all of a sudden it happened 1 year just with Vin Diesel.
Literally yesterday, me and Akira were going to the grocery store and we were driving the car and I wasn't wearing my sunglasses and I was like, oh man, people are gonna see these beautiful eyes at the grocery store. I was like, I bet I won't make it out of the place without a girl, saying something. And she's like, Akira's huffing and puffing. She's like, "You're an idiot." She's like, "No one is going to say something to you at the grocery store." I was like, "It happens to me everywhere I go." And she's like, "Yeah, right." And right. So then we're walking around, we're shopping, and she's in one aisle and I'm somewhere else. And this lady comes up to me and she's like, she looked about 70, but I think she might have been 55. And it was 3:30 in the afternoon.
She was beaten up.
Stunk like booze.
Oh, yeah.
Hard. And she comes up to me. She goes, "Are you that movie star?" And I'm like, "Excuse
She's
me."
been like, yes, I am.
I go, "No." And she goes, "You are." She says, "You're that movie star." And she's like, "You look like a movie star." And I was like, "Oh my!" I was like, "Thank you. I'm flattered, but whatever." And so we went our separate ways. And then when Kira comes back from getting whatever she was getting, and I tell her it happened, she doesn't believe me. She's like, "Fuck you." She's like, "You're making it up." And then like literally as a punishment for challenging me and like not believing in me, every aisle we went down for the remainder of the grocery store, that lady was crossing us on the other direction. And so I don't know how it worked out that way. We were just going down the aisles like in opposite directions, basically, like a double helix. And every aisle she would say, "Hey, movie star." And Kira was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Oh, you're like, I didn't bet you money."
Yeah.
You little terror.
I had people walk like looking over, like, who is he? Is he like?
You were with a group of people.
Is he like an influencer or something? So they kept coming over to walk by to see who I was.
Would have been a good time
I was like,
to pull the card out and be like, "Yeah, here's our show. Check it
Yeah,
out." That's
yeah.
what I did to the drunk lady.
I didn't
FYI.
have any cards.
You
on
gave her the.
I said, "Yeah, here's our show. Check it out. Hey, it might help her out.
Hey,
Maybe she's going to do a dry January.
She's
next
gonna hear
year.
this and she's gonna want
listening.
to
Am I the drunk
snipe
lady?
us.
She's going to do a complete turnaround because she's going to be like,
It's like, I'm gonna get sober and start working out and feeling better about myself.
Mac is doing dry January. I can do it too."
I remember a moment in time where we were at a popular but middling steak restaurant called the Texas Roadhouse.
I haven't been there in forever.
I haven't either. We used to go there all the time and drink underage.
We need to remedy that. We should do that Friday with Hope.
And we were out. We had a meal and we were leaving. It was me, you, and maybe Michael S.
Seaman?
Yep. And
Sea Dog?
And girl comes up behind me, like you and him are ahead of me, and the girl comes up behind me and she like taps me on the shoulder and she's like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, and she goes, "Your friend looks like Vin Diesel," and I'm like, "Well," and he turns around and he just does the arm thing where like
I had the arms too.
Vin Diesel's like, you had me? You never had your car." He did that. He didn't say a word, and the girl just giggles and runs off.
What was funny was that
To this day, she believes that she's.
What was funny about the Vin Diesel thing is that the dude his character's dressed the way I dressed in real life.
It's very true.
Basically,
People were like, "Oh, bro, you dress like Fast and the Furious monster," because he wore like sleeveless shirts and literally
that's how you dress.
I was like, "That's how I've been dressing my whole life, asshole." Since I started lifting weights and
honestly,
had arms, you pieces of shit.
I don't even dress like Johnny Depp at all.
No.
He wears like fucking scarves and weird shit. Like I'm talking like weird colors and shit. Like he doesn't dress anything like me.
But
so I don't understand
the
it.
universe
but
throws
it's the bandana and
us-
shit.
It's the bandana.
Yeah.
Wow, you look like him too.
And
Other
the
people
hair.
have said it.
Yeah.
We were going to a wake that day too, and I wanted to show up in my new cloak.
Yeah.
But Kingsley was like, "You're gonna look like fucking Dracula walking in with that thing."
Good.
But it would have been a good idea.
You would love it. Well, listen, the universe threw us a bone, made us look like cool, hot, popular guys. It could, at any moment, if those dudes' fortunes like swing low, we could be unpopular. Like I could be ducking eggs at the grocery store if like it comes out that Vin Diesel's like has been raping people, raping men, women, anyone he could get his paws on. He raped The Rock, basically. Right? The Rock comes out and says, "Vin Diesel raped me. That's why I hate him so much." And like, all these other people then come out, and then next thing you know, I'm ducking eggs. Because I look like the wrong guy. Right now, I look like the right guy, but it could be the wrong guy.
Very quickly.
And the pendulums of fate swing both
I
ways.
saw something recently that I wanted to show you. It was called "Guys with Heads Like Yours," where they shave it.
Yeah.
It's called micropigmentation. They
What
get
the
these,
fuck
little
is a head like
tattoos.
mine? A shaved head?
Yeah. They get like little tattoos of like stubble, and it looks fucking real. Some of them. Yeah, and like
But why?
just so they look like they have stubble, like they shave their head, but they're not bald.
But they're not bald.
Yeah, so
I want to do it.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
I
wanted
want to
show you
do it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
When I become a shaved head.
Then you don't have to worry about it ever again.
No. Listen.
6 years, I think it lasts. I saw that and I looked it up.
It probably lasts longer than that, but that's probably like the minimum. Like,
Right.
It's funny.
it's a tattoo.
Some dude at the I want a segment of the show now. It might end up becoming. You okay, buddy?
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Well, we'll see how you feel when your pecs increase by another 10%.
It wasn't.
We'll
it's
see
not
how
even
you-
that. Like, they've been fine. Like, it's just for some reason today. driving here at the seatbelt.
I want to have a Tales from the Y segment on the show, and it's not going to be like every week, but when appropriate, I will bring up a Tales from the Y.
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
But
That's what I was hoping you had today with the YMCA.
I've got
Sorry.
a couple of great Tales from the Y, believe you me. I've been swimming hard trying to work off the holiday fat. I ate an entire pecan pie, God knows how many cookies, just candy bars.
I ate pretty good over the holidays.
Caramels.
You go hard on the sweets.
Rolo's fucking, those sick fucks have, had a great market share. They've been a great competitor in the caramel market for years with their little wrapped caramels. And
I like Rolos.
You can't OD on them because they're wrapped. Well, guess what, folks?
Oh, you totally can't.
They've unwrapped. They've let out an unwrapped version now. You can just get at them quick and suck them down.
Yeah.
And they're about 900, 1,250 calories of sugar a bag, and sugar and fat. And man, I'll tell you, they melt in your mouth and go right down. Before you know it, you did the whole bag.
Yeah.
And thanks a lot, Rolos. So
I get a kick out of, as a fat guy, when people eat so much food like that. This guy at my work, people
Paying
fucking
for
bring
it.
in donuts and all this shit. And
paying for it now.
this dude ate 3 of these donuts, and they were at least 600 calories
That's
a donut.
fucking disgusting. That is no self-control.
No,
Okay,
absolutely. Well,
No,
you just ate a rub bag of Rolos.
no, I have no self-control. I wasn't.
That's not as bad as 3 donuts, though.
The
but-
sweets.
I just like to
still-
say, I hit a rut. And I've been stressed out,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it was Rolos happened to release at this
I
time in
could
my
be
life.
I could be fasting for 16
Unwrapped
hours
Rolos.
and take a jelly donut and swirl it around in my mouth and then spit it out in the trash, smack myself in the face, and go back to bed.
Yeah, but
That's fucking discipline. Not that that's good for you, but and I don't really do that. But I could.
Could you do it with a Heath or a Score bar though?
I
happen to know.
know. I take a nibble.
I happen
What's
to
your
know
weight?
you have
Yeah, what's
sweet
your
tooth
weakness?
for those?
Oh, I do. I especially Score bars. Oh boy.
Yeah, I know.
Score bars.
I like
are-
Score bars. I like hot fries.
He likes toffee,
I like ice cream.
chocolate covered toffee.
Yeah, I like ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah. So
I used to be able to. I used to just sit there and eat 8 or 9 of them.
Yeah.
Now I'll take a little bite of James that I give to my son.
Yeah.
I take a little nibble and be like, here you go. That's what I get. Fucking 10 calories of a fucking thing. I'm trying to do something here, people.
I have pure discipline all day. I don't even, but it's at night after I have my edible, I get real bad and it's out of control.
See, that's part of the reason why
Literally
I don't like to
out
lose.
of
I
control.
don't like to drink or smoke or do anything because I don't like to lose control, and I don't like to have it affect my next day, especially with drinking. It fucks up my whole next day, fucks up everything. I want to be clear-headed. I want to go to sleep. When we're talking about going out Friday night, part of me is I have no wife and kids that night. That'd be a great night to go to the gym and do some cardio at night and then go to sleep.
Yeah. Maybe go to Bed Bath & Beyond the next day and check out the tile selections.
I'd go in the jacuzzi with
have
the
a real
Jets.
productive weekend.
I'd go in the jacuzzi with the Jets, and I'd
Linens
get my
and things,
bathrobe,
if you have time.
and I would just lay down. It just the rest is the most important thing, recovery for anything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna party my ass off on shrooms and weed until I die. I do want to give a shout out. I forgot to do at the beginning, and it's pertinent to you.
Yeah.
As the senior, I consider you to be the senior rock flag. If we're carrying flags for causes or things or whatever you want on the
Rock
show,
and roll, metal.
hard rock, rock. You're that guy. Sean's hip hop. I'm sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And anyway, the band Goliath that follows us, we're friends with them on IG, is playing at.
What's his name's band, right? Spinny?
No, that's far. That's a different band. These guys are out of New York. They are playing at O'Reilly's in Alston in June.
Shut up.
And we've reversed double book skied. So we're going to see them in June at O'Reilly's in Alston.
right.
They're coming in
and
here?
they're doing the show the next day with us.
All right.
Oh,
So
sick.
we're going to do a podcast on a Saturday.
All right.
Those dudes are going to shout out to Goliath. Check them out at O'Reilly's on Alston. I want to say it's June 30th.
Right.
Now that I've gone on the air and said dates, let's look it up. Oh, yeah, that's confirmed. June 30th, Goliath. Alston, Mass., which is just outside of Boston. I thought that they were a dry city.
It's basically like Boston.
If I I don't know why I thought they were a dry city. It just stands out to me that somewhere along the line I heard they were. But anyway, it's our first real rock band. We're going to go see them. They're from out of state. They're playing up here. We're going to see them, and then we're going to have them on the show. It's a real deal. I thought you'd be happy
Where
about
they
it.
from?
Like New York, Jersey.
Are they older?
Like,
Because I got a Spotify, and their albums from 2001. Or is that another? I mean, Goliath is pretty rock.
check them out, man. You have to delve into it if you want the answers to that. But we've booked
I make
them.
sure I'm, listening to the right music.
Yeah, well, we've booked them, and they're on. And then I'm going to do my song of the week, and then you can keep going with your gym stuff. And
I gotta
give us updates
think
on your
too.
test treatments that you started and all that
yeah.
stuff. All right, so my song of the week, and this is a little bit overdue time-wise by the time it hits you, but see, what happened was we were on break for the holidays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got music.
And so stuff happens, and you're like, ooh, I want to talk about that on the show.
Yeah.
But we're not recording, so I got to bring it up now.
You're right.
Now, it's kind of a fucked up thing when you this isn't something I really want to delve deep into, but like it's kind of a known thing. First of all, song of the week, Adam Sandler, the Hanukkah song. It's the song of the week because it's fucking awesome. Everybody likes it, right? It's considered now a holiday classic. Doesn't matter what your faith is, you love the Hanukkah song, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
put on your yarmulke.
Yep.
It's time for Hanukkah.
Yep.
Everybody fucking knows that song. It's because
likes
Adam Sandler was popular at the time, but also it's lasted because it's a great fucking jam.
Yep.
And so then
Nostalgic.
Yep.
it's great. But so one of my buddies, I'm playing Xbox with him. He's from California. He identifies himself as Hebrew, like tribal Hebrew, whatever. We start talking about that it's fucked up that like there's really like no Hanukkah songs, and it doesn't make any sense.
That's why he's saying it.
Yes,
though,
at the
too. He
beginning,
says it.
I know he's like, "Hey, we had dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. That's all we could sing, and I hated it, and I made up one, and here you go." And it was like, I think when he wrote it, he was just like, he did mean what he said, but like I don't think he ever expected it to blow up like it did.
It's like the number one Hanukkah song, actually,
Right.
besides dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Nobody sings that shit.
Okay, because there's two of them. So my
No, I'm
point
sure
is,
there's more,
My
but,
point,
yeah.
no, dude, I'm telling you, my buddies. This is what I'm telling you. My buddies that's like Hebrew, right? He speaks Hebrew. He's tuned into the scene or whatever. He's telling me there's no fucking. I mean, you and I don't know any other ones, right?
No, I don't know.
I bet you Jewish people know a gajillion Christmas songs because there's 500 of them. And the weird thing about it is that, like, supposedly, I don't know. This is just what I've been told by the media. I thought the Jewish people like ran Hollywood or had listen. I don't know if they run it, but they have a massive influence.
They make lots of Christmas movies, I bet.
Yeah, but don't they have a massive influence? Like,
Yeah, of course.
Why aren't there more like from the 50s on? Why weren't there more Hanukkah songs like equal to Christmas?
It
That's what,
doesn't sell.
Yeah, exactly.
really
Probably.
Christmas sells.
Yeah.
Tinsel and
Santa
tin.
sells.
How many Jewish people are in the United States? It's not a market.
I
mean, they're all like.
I mean,
in
there's
New York.
enough.
They're in like the cities and stuff, but yeah.
I mean, there's
So that's what it boils down to: money.
Yeah. Money,
fucking A.
money.
I just did a search of Hanukkah on Spotify, and there's a full playlist of like 50 or 60 songs.
You know any of them? You ever hear of them?
No, but I'm not Jewish.
That's on my point. The Jewish people definitely know the Christmas songs.
I mean, all right, there's
such a lack of exposure of their songs, if any, that we don't know them.
I mean,
And
I know
Adam
every
Sandler.
artist that performed here.
I just want to shine a light on it. And Adam Sandler's a fucking trailblazer in the Hanukkah carol community, and I don't want to take it away from him. And that's all I've got.
I have a song of the week this week. Okay,
You're allowed to.
Oh, I got one too.
it
No,
comes-
I don't actually. You go.
It comes with a story. Okay, so my song of the week is "It's a Boy" by Slick Rick. Okay,
Slick Rick.
now it's one of his
The
top
rapper.
songs. Slick Rick the rapper. It's
Before
a
it was
boy.
hip hop,
Yeah,
they were straight rapping.
straight rap, hip hop,
He's an
and
MC.
rap. He was an MC. It's a boy,
What
right?
does MC mean?
Now, the reason that
Oh.
It's a Boy is my song is because my brother and his wife are pregnant and they're having a boy.
Hey!
Oh, hey.
Congratulations, Stevie.
You have a brother?
Yeah, Steve.
How old is he?
39, 38.
Why have I never met him? Never
He
even
does
heard
his
of him.
own thing. Yeah, he does his own thing.
You'd get along. I mean, first of all,
Yeah, you'd
obviously
like
get
him.
along.
Oh my goodness.
He likes his Marvel and comics. That's all I know.
Big time.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, their kid's name is going to be Ben Riley.
Really?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is a
He doesn't
Spider-Man.
Ben Riley, yeah. He was the Scarlet Spider-Man. I think.
You're a younger brother, but you're kind of like an ember of your own
Or his
flame.
clone or something.
Yeah, his clone of Peter Parker.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Riley.
Like
Yep.
you had an older brother that was ahead of you and kind of like blazed the path for you a little bit, but you kind of did your own thing. But
Yeah.
you don't know what it's like to grow up in the shadow of Macka as your older brother.
Oh, right. I'm sure.
You can never compare to that. You know,
You
with
have to
anybody.
do your own. You have to go your own road.
He's like my age. Like,
Yeah, he's 39. He's about to be 39. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations to your
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
And my neighbor is also having a baby boy. I just found out. So there's a bunch of boys on the way.
We had a baby. It's a boy.
Just what we need. Bobby,
It's a boy.
It's a boy. All right. So you've been lifting weights, and you go to the doctor, and you say, "Hey, I want to get my testosterone checked because I'm lifting weights." And
Well, no,
Yada,
because
yada, yada.
I'm falling asleep every moment of the day whenever I
Other-
stop moving,
other
and
reasons.
my libido's kind of low, and I just have signs of low T, so I get it checked, and not only is my testosterone low, my free test, my total test, my estradiol, which is estrogen's low, which is really important.
total hormone production.
Luteinizing hormone, which comes from my pituitary gland, is low. My everything is low. Everything is low.
And
So
if
you
you don't
said-
do it,
FHBG is kind of like the protein that it doesn't matter, but that was like kind of normal, but that didn't make a difference.
and you live your life in a high testosterone space, I think. You work-
Yes.
Yeah, well, if I wasn't working out, like, and I study like men's health optimization a lot and like compounds and shit, and I come across TRT, testosterone, and steroids constantly. So if I didn't do that again, I probably wouldn't even noticed or even
Yeah.
looked into it.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, like I've been working out for a year, fucking hard as shit, and like I know something's not right, even though I've pretty much transformed my body. But
Yeah,
like,
but you're not looking the
but
way
like,
you want. You're not getting
but like not
gains.
quite what I want, and like so I looked into it, and I had a total testosterone of 169, and like the reference range is like 250 and above, which is like even 250 or 300 is low. I mean, it's symptom based a lot of the times, but it was really low. Like there was no reason to wait.
So what are you doing? You got injections.
So I get a bottle of testosterone
And
cyprinate.
what do you
just
take?
like
How much?
I take 160 milligrams, split up into 80 milligrams twice a week.
So twice a week, you get a shot in the rear
Every
end.
3.5. No. I've been doing it on my delts with a 1/2-inch needle lately.
I liked steroids.
So
I like to put
I've
them
been
in my
doing it here.
shoulders when I did them when I was younger, and I'm gonna get back on the juice pretty soon.
Yeah, I've been doing it in my
And
shoulders,
I'm looking
so-
forward to fucking just
You
getting.
can, as long as it's a shallow intramuscular injection, it's really like a thin insulin needle. I was doing a little bit bigger needle in my upper glute. I mean, I'll swap, but like mostly I'm going to be doing it in my arm.
So you're doing prescribed medicine.
Yeah, it's prescribed and overseen by a doctor. And this clinic is cool because I can get other shit too.
Great. Sounds legit.
It is legit. It is legit. No,
yeah.
it's totally legit.
I'm going
What
to
do
the
you think
doctor.
what do you think they make half the steroids for? They're for
Bro,
prescription.
I'm going to the doctor Tuesday.
Yeah, but are you going to a regular doctor?
I'm
though?
going to my doctor.
Yeah, you're not going to get any help. They don't
Oh,
know shit about
the
testosterone.
hell I won't. My doctor is a great doctor. He prescribes me anything.
Just make sure he doesn't
And-
listen, though, you got to at least inject twice a week. You can't do it once. You can't do it once every 2 weeks because it's like taking a bottle of Tylenol.
I'm
going to
get the
You got to
test. I'm gonna get the blood test done.
Yeah, get the blood work
to
done
see what the
first.
numbers look like you did.
but he's going to have to do like a hormone panel, which
But
is
no,
like all that shit.
I can, dude. If I want, so first off, this is not my tales from the Y, but this did happen to be at the Y the other day. Right, I was walking in to swim, and there was a dude I happened to see in the fucking weight room who's fucking just fucking muscles on top of muscles on top of muscles, cut to fucking shit, just huge. Looked like a early version of Ronnie Coleman before he really went over the edge. And I was like, damn, that guy's fucking huge. So I go, I swim, I do my thing, blah, blah, blah. I come out, I'm weighing myself.
You asked what he's taking?
No, I didn't have to. He immediately told me. He's in there.
Can I guess what he's on?
Everything. So
Okay.
all of it.
He's on 500 milligrams of testosterone a week, probably.
I don't know.
All right, so he's on is he on Tren?
He's taking Winnie. He's taking all the oldies,
yeah.
all the oldies,
Macka.
all the goodies.
Anavar.
So I'm there weighing myself, and he's in there, and we're and I'm telling him, I'm like, I went out of control during Christmas. So I was like, but I'm gonna swim that shit and lift it right off and get myself in shape. And he's like, well, I got whatever you need, man. And I was like, straight up, I'm like right out of the gate, because a lot of people think I'm a cop. But when you're in the locker room and you're tatted up and stuff, I think it gives you more like street credit.
You know, people think like, oh, where do these kids get steroids? You don't even know how fucking easy it is to get steroids.
Well, what
you pay with wire transfer, it's so fucking easy.
Oh,
no,
sure.
it's easy to find good sources too.
Oh, dude, nobody
like
cares.
really good websites. Like, I'm not talking about rip-off ones. I'm talking like this is where the IFBB pros go, and they're up, and they have a secure network, and they ship it ground only, so it doesn't get scanned. All sorts of shit.
I don't know about like feds, but like
they don't give a fuck about
tons and tons and tons of local cops do steroids and it's like part
How
of
many
their
people
deal.
do you hear about getting like arrested for $150
Never,
for steroids?
never even.
Maybe like somebody who gets arrested for selling a huge amount or something, or owning a huge amount, but like for like a small order,
I've never heard of a
fuck.
steroid bust in my life.
Never. It's like you get caught with it because you're doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's something else. My
cocaine and horse steroids.
my brother's a equipoise. My brother's a prosecutor, and he told me that he's never prosecuted steroids. And you know how many people are getting steroids through the mail every day?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Nobody,
you have no idea.
Nobody cares.
Steroids, SARMs. I got.
Well, listen,
I got the best source for it.
You feel good, right now?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gaining weight so fast.
You told us that it's a little scary.
Well,
those were your words.
Sometimes your heart just like kind of like it's like
you got the heart.
I get the heart thing. So like sometimes I get like a little nervousness and like I'm like, is that my heart going crazy or is it adrenaline? But everybody, you know, it's supposed to be cardio protective and it's not supposed to do anything to your heart. But still like mentally. It also too like it's like there's studies out that say it's like improves heart failure because it improves fitness. There's a whole bunch of shit, but anyway, just a little nervous and like also I'm almost at the 3-week mark, and like at the 4 to 6 week mark is when I should start feeling it. So I'm like I'm already thinking I'm feeling it in the gym, but like people are like, no, you're not feeling it yet. You'll know when you feel it. Like you know the libido will go crazy. It's like a honeymoon phase where you just like all of a sudden you like want to smash through the wall with your shoulders, like
That's what you want to do during your honeymoon? Run through the wall?
No, honeymoon phase, like where like the beginning is just like holy shit. You eventually adjust, but you're able to put on muscle easier. You're able to maintain it easier. Like
I've been El Natural for over 20. I'd say 20 years now. Natty, yeah, all right. Well, I've been natural for 20 years now, and
we could do natty or not.
It's okay. It's not really it's cool. I think long-term use of that stuff fucks you up. I know a lot of guys that do steroids that like they're emotionally just a fucking
Listen. There's also nuances to it because like anything else, you can navigate it like a smart person. Do the right ones.
These are all people that are
doing
overboard.
Just overboard, just shoveling tren into their mouth and fucking getting chased by cum bots in their sleep. Like, again, like there's also ways you could do it where you could do like test cycles and like blast and cruise. Which is what people do now is they don't cycle off now. They have TRT base. And then like for like
a base coat.
For like 16 weeks, they might go up to like 300 to 500, and then they come back down after that. And they cycle other shit on, and then like maybe 6 months of the year, they're just in their TRT. Like doctors, like, you know what I mean? It's a lot safer now than it used to be. Back then, they were just like D-balls, this, that.
Deca, stack.
What are the steroids that mess with your heart? All of them? Or?
Well, the problem is, okay, here's the problem. You get so much muscle mass on you, your body doesn't want to keep that kind of muscle mass. So, like, your neck gets bigger, like, they get, like, apnea things and stuff. Yeah. But, like,
all your muscles get bigger.
Oh, also, your heart can enlarge, too.
The heart's a muscle.
Yeah, so the heart can get enlarged, too, with, like, but it's like pretty much massive amounts of steroids that enlarge the heart, like, over the years. Like a lot of these bodybuilders that were the best in the 90s, they're all still kicking.
You're talking
like
professional
Ronnie
athletes.
Coleman, Dorian, Jay Cutler, most of them are still healthy.
I don't know if Ronnie Coleman's still kicking. He's in a wheelchair.
He's not healthy because of botched surgeries, though. Like, body-wise, he's healthy, and they're all on TRT. Like, you can't blast that long and not be on TRT. Like,
no.
It shuts down your natural testosterone production. Yeah. It never comes back. Like, mine, that was one of the big decisions, too.
Yeah, yours
like,
is going anyway.
I'm like, mine was going anyways, but I'm like, I can never go back. Like, I told my wife this. I'm like, like, even if I go back, like, it's going to be shit production to go back to, even worse than before. So, like...
This is precisely why I've held off on doing it, because once I start, I'm not coming up.
Well, no, you can do steroid cycles with testosterone base and cycle off. I don't know why you would. It's so stupid. And not
Yeah, no, my
you might as
goal
well
is-
stay on it forever.
My goal is to be on roids actively by age 45, but I think I'm going to pull the trigger like next week.
It might start. It might start soon.
Listen. I'm 40, and like, did you like Danny D is so
Yeah.
Danny Demonic.
Yeah.
Danny Demonic is on it. So
Yeah.
it's all about health now too. Like I
you're a
that's-
different
I'm
animal.
not the same person
You're a
back
different
then.
animal.
Like if I could go back, I would have fucking tossed all that shit and just gone right to the gym.
Yeah.
Straight do not
Straight to the
pass
gym.
go.
Yeah, but by now I'd probably, if I didn't have the hard shit, I'd probably be like looking like 10 years older.
You know,
and like jacked out of my fucking gourd.
I walked in on my bro giving Akira advice on Christmas, and I don't know what I found out what they were talking about. It was like colleges and where to go and blah blah blah.
Did it bother you?
No. Why would I give a shit?
Oh, I don't know if you were gonna say something like that.
I think like it's one of his responsibilities as her uncle is to like give her advice and guide her
Yeah.
in life. So
He's a good person to give advice.
yeah, depending. on
I've been talking to him about this because, like,
If you're
I'm
talking
like, hey, you
about-
tired all the time? He's like, I'm fucking exhausted.
he's
I'm
a good
like, yeah,
person.
well, maybe you should go get it tested.
He's a good person for advice if you're talking about like something like responsible or like financial or
Right.
like. But if you're like talking about like I want to party or like do something cool, he's not at all the right person. But anyway.
He's a good balance. That's what Akira
I
needs, a
can
balance.
fill in there all day.
Yeah.
But for responsibilities, get advice from my brosif. But no, but he said to her, and it was actually a really wise thing, and it's kind of like what you were just saying about if you could do it over again. He said to her, he goes, I could give you all the advice you want, but unfortunately, you're just gonna have to learn it the hard way, like the rest of us. And hindsight's 2020. He's like,
you don't think people gave me advice back then?
Yeah.
on what to do with my life?
Of course.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to absorb it. My brain wasn't even developed.
and so
yet.
that was like the
Yeah.
best advice I'd ever heard him say. He's like, you know what? He's like, I tell you whatever you want, but it's like the reality is you just got to go out and do it, and whatever happens with your life is what's going to happen with your life, and
Yeah.
just do the best you can, kid. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's the best.
I'm just
wisdom.
lucky I met Kingsley around that time because, like, if I didn't, like, I don't know.
Are we
Yeah.
each other's guardian angels? You saved
could
me
be.
from the fire accident.
Could be.
I saved you from going down a road that I
be.
introduced you to your wife, and she saved you, I guess.
I watched. I know you guys don't like Andrew Tate, whatever, but I saw something. He's like, "This is my requirements for having good friends." Like,
Time out.
around
You
me.
said you hated him.
I think
earlier.
he's a scumbag.
I don't know who the guy is.
Okay, well, he
At
does
all.
say some pretty good things.
You could put him in a lineup right now. I have no idea.
Really?
No idea.
Holy
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, he does say have some good traits.
Okay, so he
Who
was
is he?
saying like when my friends like
What's his claim
he's
to
like
fame?
if he's like if you have friends that like won't like they don't have to be trained in fighting, but if they won't do anything with you, like if something goes down, like to protect you, like those are not your friend. Like people hang out with a bunch of guys
Yeah, I agree
that like
with that.
don't do shit with you.
I agree
like,
with that.
Those people are fucking get rid of them.
Yeah, sure.
Like there was a whole bunch of requirements for that. Like but
Yeah.
for him, it was like they have to be rich or not super rich, but rich. Because I get that because he's so rich that like you don't want people around you mooching and shit. Like
Well,
everybody's trying to hang out with them and stuff.
it's
like,
other stuff too. Like you're on a different level, right?
Yeah.
So like you want to go do something. You're like, hey, I want to go to Fiji this weekend and party my ass off, and then maybe we'll go to Bora Bora next week.
Yeah.
And I'll probably work remotely a couple hours a day on the laptop, a couple conference calls, make a couple $1,000,000 here and there. And whatever. Do you want to go do that with me? And if you're in the same swimming pool as I am, you'd be like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Let's get on my helicopter. And I'll be like, no, I can't do that, dude. Kobe, the kid, whatever. I'm scared. Let's do.
I don't care how rich you are.
Let's
I'm
do
not
my
getting a
yacht.
helicopter.
Let's do my yacht instead.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, that's gonna take longer. I'd be like, I know, but we'll be out at sea. We can do whatever we want. Hey. Right? So you're on a different level than other people. So when they can't do the stuff you can do, you're just
You
like,
just get up and leave for 2 weeks. Like
Yeah.
he was talking about women. Like okay,
like Moon Man likes to have dinner with me. Don't get me wrong, but like you know,
Right.
unless he's springing for it, I can't go to the Alps in Switzerland for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I have to save up all year to go on a vacation.
he can like just take off whenever he wants. He was talking about women. He was saying like when he'll text him when he goes like he's gonna be working. He's busy. He's like, hey, love you.
This is Andrew Tate.
Yeah,
man, not the
he'll
Moon
be
Man.
like, he'll be like, I love you. I'll see you when I can. Blah blah blah. If she like tries to engage him with drama or something, he just won't even. He'll just disappear for a week. Like okay, that he like trains women
I
like
don't
dogs. Like
no, I don't believe.
yeah, like he does that kind of shit.
I don't believe in ghosting people, but you do. I do believe, and I think it's Dr. Phil.
You can't be like all day. Be like, what's wrong with you? What's happening?
No,
What
no,
did
no,
I
no.
do?"
But I think Dr. Phil, and I'm just throwing that out there, said that you teach people how to treat you. essentially
You
as
have
you
to
go
set
through that.
boundaries.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you don't, and it's especially important at the beginning. Wait, what is it? I can edit it out if it's inappropriate.
No.
All right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you teach people how to treat you. So, like, if you're a kid and you go to school and some kid picks on you and you don't defend yourself, it's telling that kid and all the other kids that you can do that to that kid and he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Conversely, if you fucking jump at him and bite him in the jugular right away, everyone there is going to be like, that's a little guy over there, but you don't want to mess with him because he will jump up and bite you in the jugular.
Yeah, he's
right?
talking about the snowflake dude, and he's like, the guy's like masculinity and being strong it's more stronger to be emotionally strong than to be like physically strong. He goes, listen, if me, you, and you two are standing in front of like 400 women, 400 cops, 400 people that want to fight us enemies, he's like, who do you think that they're going to look at like that they can fuck up? Or who do you think they're going to look at that they're not going to fuck with? They're not going to fuck with me.
Who's the
they're
biggest
gonna fuck
threat?
with you first. He's like a world champion kickboxer.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate. So he's like being like a threat like that as a man is okay. Jordan Peterson even says it. Like you can be capable of. You don't have to be violent, but you can be capable of it. We're all capable of it.
I agree with that. I think it's necessary.
He said, how can you be moral if you're not capable of violence at all? Like there's no like moral is a choice not to be violent kind of thing. Like
yeah, no, we're animals living in a jungle, and we've forgotten that because of banking and money and stuff. But like at the end of the day, if that stuff went down the bottom, like only the violent, strong people would survive. Also,
yeah,
the
but
really
what?
smart
Like,
people.
where are we getting to this place where that's going to happen?
That's how Klingon
It's never
society
gonna happen.
runs. They never let it.
yeah,
go.
but even still, like even as a man,
Oh,
like
please
who's
don't
cap-
say it's never. Gonna
But even as a man
Never
capable
gonna
of
happen.
danger and being
it's
like
happening right now
listen,
in different places in the world.
I know they say alphas don't exist with wolves and stuff, but like that kind of type of dude, like still demands respect from his peers, especially men. Maybe not like snowflakes, but like certain men, and like that makes his life better in a lot of ways.
It's I agree.
Better with women, better with everything.
There's certain. It's called gender roles, man. And
It doesn't mean everybody has to fit them, but like there's gonna be those guys that are like leaders.
no, for sure, I agree. I strive.
Like
I
Seamus.
strive
Like,
to
we
be
just
one.
knew he was like a leader like that, like you just a good man you looked up to, even though he didn't do much to, like
He
he
was.
didn't go out of his way for it.
He had
but-
the heart.
yeah.
That was his biggest thing.
Like a Rudy
he was
type.
strong. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
He'd fucking
That's a
kill
bull.
you. But
Yeah.
he was full of heart.
Yeah.
Like Rocky.
He had
Or
heart.
You could- you-
Rudy.
and you
Rudy?
can't-
Yeah, Rudy.
You can't fake that.
Rudy Rudiger.
Rudy Rudiger.
That's his name. Did I
Yeah.
get it? I only
No,
know that
actually,
because
his
it's
real name-
Samwise Gamgee.
No, his real name.
yeah, that's
His real name was Dan Rudy Rudiger.
yeah, but
Yeah, his first name was Daniel.
okay. So Rudy's a nickname, of course.
Nickname, yeah.
That makes sense.
My dad was at that game where they filmed Rudy. It was a BC Notre Dame game.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. They just like during halftime or something they did it.
So my other than running into the steroid guy at the Y this week.
I would think it would be safer to get it from a source that's better than that. He probably gets it from them.
No,
anyway, but-
I'm like I said, I'm going to the doctor Tuesday.
Oh yeah, start with testosterone.
and I'm
We'll
gonna
start it
see
anyway.
what the numbers look like.
Yeah.
If
Get
they
the numbers.
if they look good, I'm gonna ring the rag till I'm 45 and try to just go El Natural as long as I
No,
can.
listen. No, if they don't look good, this.
But if they don't look good, I'm immediately going on treatments immediately.
That's what a lot of people say.
and listen,
You should go on it.
And I
some local
can't.
doctors suck though. So anything that sounds fishy, I'll tell you.
And I'm looking forward to another day in our lives where you and I can, because I already texted you when we were on break, like, yo, I want a workout day, like you and me.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I was like, I'll
He's
get up
like, I
early
wanna
in the
see what
morning.
you got.
I was like, I'll get up early in the morning, whatever you want. I was
We'll do
like,
chest and shoulders.
so like my plan.
What do you mean get up early in the morning?
Bingo. I'm not going to go to bed. I'm going to get all jacked up, stay up all night, and then hit them hard when I'm fucking ready.
I'm up at 3:20.
Yeah,
Tomorrow,
so am I, buddy.
Honestly, Mondays I'm trying to like take the day off because be my day off for the week because like
I'm
coming
winding-
here, you gotta
I'm
understand,
winding
like,
it down at
at
3:20.
8:00 here. That's already like cutting into my sleep, like 8 hours of sleep if I wake up at 3. So that's why I'm kind of this is my night where I don't go to sleep super early.
So anyway, just to finish that off, like if the numbers look, bad, I'm going on, and ultimately later on in life, if I feel like the test isn't cutting it anymore, that's when I break into like some of the other stuff. But hopefully by then, other stuff will be legal too for us.
They are already.
I know, but it'll be better. It'll be like, hey, this is straight from the factory, and there's no middleman, and it's all good in the hood. I'm just saying we could live in a world where
Some
like,
of it is. I'm telling you,
we could live in a world where like weed, you can go to the shop right now and get weed. You could do that with steroids. That would be great.
Oh yeah,
Like
no,
right
I
at
don't
the-
think that'll
right
ever
at-
happen.
right
It
at
should.
GNC.
Some countries you can, but
Right at GNC. Here you go.
So sometimes even like number ranges, like you might be like a 300, and like a regular doctor would be like, "Oh, you're fine. You're within the reference range." That's not fine. Like
No, my
and, like,
doc-
so the reference range is just some arbitrary number range they picked.
My
Like,
doctor's a cool guy, dude. He
yeah.
likes to party.
So like,
and
but
go
like
to
I'm saying though is
Thailand
like
and-
if you're that low and he disagrees, go to my clinic because
Oh, definitely.
anything under 400, they'll be like, "All right, we got to work with you on this because you need to be better."
What's
like,
your clinic? Is it?
Oh, it's
get a shout
it's
out?
called Peter Uncaged MD.
Peter Uncaged MD. That,
Yeah.
Now that does sound
Peter
like
MD.
legit good stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That-
you can get everything from them. You can get peptides.
It's probably definitely not made in China at all.
No, it's made in a compounding pharmacy called Right Away Pharmacy in Texas. Like
Ooh.
a lot of the TRT clinics use this pharmacy. It's like they compound it. Like
Yeah.
it's not a brand testosterone. It's testosterone, and like you can pick the carrier oil.
It's called chemistry.
So I got like sesame oil, whatever.
Yeah,
matter.
they mix it in with
Yeah.
something and
Yeah,
chemistry.
It's got like an ester.
And this clinic is around here.
I think
No,
it's online.
it's a teleclinic.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because like local clinics are really hard to work with because insurance is hard to work with on it. So I'm just paying out of pocket for the first
What's
year.
like $100 a week,
No,
a hit?
a month.
a month, $100 a month.
Yeah. So and then
My buddy that's
So
been
it's not
doing
too
it.
bad.
My buddy's been doing it for years. Who's also in really good shape. He's not like freakishly jacked, but he's in really good
no
shape.
on regular testosterone base, like for TRT, you can get pretty fucking big, but not like huge. Like you know what I mean? Like you can get in like really fucking good shape.
I
like,
can't wait to find out what Garrison. That's
You
my
get in
man.
really good shape.
My
natural.
man at the gym's name is Garrison, and I was like, bro, that just sounds like
Did you look it up?
Yeah.
They go by Peter MD now because like on YouTube they have they're like Hone, like one of those companies.
Should we put a link
So
for
they
them?
do
in
like
the-
boner pills.
We'll
They do
put-
like hair loss stuff.
we'll-
Any men's health shit.
We'll put a link for them in the
Yeah,
description.
Peter MD.
They should have.
Yeah.
They should carry the Hung Guy's Fungi.
Yeah. yeah.
It'll really help.
My
everybody.
doctor's like this. What do you want?
Yeah, they do hair loss,
Hey, got a
Ere-
twinkle in his teeth. Hey.
erectile dysfunction, low T. What
Yep.
else? That's
They
it.
do
What do they do for small penis?
ipamorelin treatments, which is like a
Straight small
which is like
penis.
a HGH type thing.
Yeah.
It's not straight HGH, but it does something with the IGF-1. Like
what's a small penis? They put a Swedish penis pump. I
They
still
don't
haven't
do- they don't
purchased
do
one.
Penis size. They just do penis like
Oh, that's
boners.
sad.
Like
Boner stuff. Yeah.
yeah, like Telaphadil, whatever
That's
it's
sad.
called.
How did you do it? Did you take your own blood?
So no, I went through the Hone website. At the time, they had like a $5 LabCorp test, and so like, but then like I was talking with people who, so I went to Hone and I got the lab work and like I had a PDF file and I was like I had a consultation with Hone and somebody was telling me like, no, go to Peter MD. Like they're the cheapest, they're the best. Like they'll they know about like microdosing and the way to keep even levels in your body. Like Hone sucks. They're just like the commercial place. And so like I took my blood work there and then they were like, okay, you need like a physical, like a sports physical, like a physical within the first 3 months of treatment, or you need one that's within the last 6 months prior. So I was like, I have one 3 months ago. So that went into it. And then I had my consultation and the doctor's like, what do you want
It
to
has
start?
to be specifically a
He's like-
sports physical.
Yeah, he's like, do you? No, just a physical, but it can be a sports physical. He's like, okay. He's like, what do you want to? He's like, usually we start with 200 milligrams a week. I'm like, well, usually like I was like, I did my research like 150. If we need to go up, we can go up. We need to go down, we can go down. Like it's not a medication, it's a hormone. So like everybody's different. Like it's not based off size. So like Sean could need like 110 a week, and I could need 250. It's like you never know. So like.
You're trying to hit a target level.
Yeah. Until you get into like the super physiological levels, like he could be at like 1,000 NGDL with like 100 milligrams a week, and I could be at it with 200. So it doesn't matter. So there's a lot of variables.
It's subjective.
Yeah. So because it's a hormone, it's not a medication. But
And everyone's.
so, anyways, I told him I want to start with 150 because that's like to get dialed in. Like it takes like a few months to get dialed in. That could be a sweet spot. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your progress. I'm looking forward to getting on myself.
I'm already
And-
gaining weight. Like.
No, you're rock hard when you can.
And like also yesterday was my shot. The day after my shot, I've noticed that I'm like,
put my hand down your pants and it was rock hard.
yeah, like I'm feeling like I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling yet. Something's
Yeah. What is
happening
it?
now.
Is it energy?
Feel good?
Is it an
Yeah.
energy flow?
Yeah.
Is it a?
I just want
I don't think
I feel like it's a walk.
I don't know if what I feel yet, but something's happening.
You feel good.
I think it's a cock and a walk. You were walking.
Cock and a
here,
walk,
right?
baby.
You had
Yeah.
a little pep in your step.
A little bit. I was like looking at my nails today. I'm like, what the fuck are these things? Give me some. scissors.
Oh, you're feeling male. You're feeling masculine.
Yeah, a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling yet. It's still early, so it's still early.
We're in the early stages.
Have you maintained or increased the bedroom activity or no?
No, it's increased.
It's increased. Yeah. And,
that-
and you're feeling stronger than ever there.
Is that possible?
Or
friction-wise?
Well, actually, I've been like kind of low libido. I mean, I still don't get me wrong. I still lay some pipe, but I'm just saying, like, I haven't been like ravenous where I'm like thinking about it all.
I hear you, baby.
Like,
I'm
I
good for
stopped,
one
like,
good
thinking
one.
about it. Now I'm just like now I'm like seeing like a chick that's hot, and I'm like just like, all right. So like before I was just like kind of like not even thinking about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's good because that's how I feel all the time. Is that I want to just nail all the hot chicks I see, and it has gotten progressively less as I got older, but it's still like
if it's gotten less, your testosterone's probably gotten less, but like there's like a natural decline.
part of it's just like when you're older, you're like, okay, but what about after? So you're like, it's more of a look before you leap type mentality when you're older. Is when you're younger, you're just going for it.
I don't see how anybody that's 60 plus isn't on it. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, doctors don't even look into hormones. These guys are fucking sleeping on couches all day.
I think they're making.
I'm so tired.
I think they're making
Like,
more
they
money
all
on
be they all feel like they're 25.
I think it's the same answer you
They're making
gave
more
me.
money on, like,
you gave me
anxiety
for the
meds and
Hanukkah
bullshit.
songs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're making more dough on all the other shit.
They don't want to send you off to a
keeping them
clinic.
quasi healthy, keeping
like-
them full of ailments that they need to keep coming back.
So, like,
for.
at the gym, like, by my last, I do, like, 2 working sets, and I do a failure, like, final boss set on each exercise. And, like, by the end, I would be like, fucking, now I'm like, I could, like, I want to stay here for another 4 hours. Like, I could just keep going.
Smoking chronic or THC or whatever supposedly increases your estrogen levels.
And estrogen's good actually for men.
Well, good.
But it can also,
plenty of it, I
but
guess.
but if you have like low T and you're smoking a ton of weed and your estrogen goes up, you can get like gynecomastia and shit. It's like imbalance.
That's man boobs for people that don't know.
But if your testosterone's
the
high, your estrogen goes high, and like you don't want to block that estrogen. It's good for you. It's for your libido. For some reason, it became like a woman's hormone, but it isn't. It's for men too. It's just as important.
It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Estrogen's for
Women just have
everyone
different
now.
ratios.
It's the future.
I mean, you are up so early. You should start incorporating that morning light into your routine.
The morning light.
Yeah, facing the sun
As the morning light comes up.
when it's sunny.
I'm
You're
up,
out
like,
there for 10
hours before
minutes.
the sun rises
Yeah,
out.
but if you're up facing the sun, go for a walk, whatever you do for 10 to 15 minutes. It's scientifically proven to improve your mood.
It
your
increases your
focus,
circadian rhythms.
Yeah, everything.
It tells you, hey,
Gets the system going.
it's time.
It gets
I like that.
the cortisol, which is like a
Cortisol.
Stress hormone.
but it's
a big. It's a good one.
if it's exploding out at the right time from that natural wave of sun, then it's a good thing. But it's when you're experiencing cortisol, whatever increases at the wrong time, that it's bad.
Yeah.
I like
Got
to.
this. I'm listening to a podcast.
I know there's a lot that has to do with when the sun is at a certain height in a certain place, and this not only in the time of day but during the seasons.
Yeah.
The spectrum of light that it gives off is just a little bit different.
Right.
I know that from all my plant knowledge.
Yeah.
They say your circadian rhythm is important. Like, it's important to actually start winding down when the sun goes down.
And so, like, unless you're nocturnal and you've been bred nocturnal like I have.
Right.
But the
yeah, but even for you, it would probably be healthier in the long run to have a
like I had heard like jet lag, for example. Like if you're jet lagged and you come home and like look at the sun a couple times in the morning, like you're talking about, it resets your circadian rhythms and your jet lag is like better.
Yeah. Right.
So that's all I got.
I think my treatment for my heart, like they gave me that medication spironolactone that they give to like transgender women. They just gave it to me without even fucking telling me what it was, and like a bunch of other meds. Like, oh yeah, by the way, that castrates you.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well,
I told them, like, what the fuck? I've been taking this for a year. Why didn't anybody tell me this? She's like, oh, it's like 20% of people. I'm like, 20%?
it's only 1 in 5.
Only one of them. It's more than that, actually. That was a bullshit statistic. She's like, oh, the insurance wouldn't cover the better one unless you tried this. I'm like, you should have told me that. I would have faked I was taking it for a year.
Yeah, no shit.
It gave me gynecomastia. I had to get my GP to give me a women's breast cancer med to get rid of that.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Like, I had to be like, he's like, what do you want? I'm like, I want raloxifene. He's like, all right, give me an hour. And then he
Give
goes,
me
I
an
sent
hour.
it in.
Meet me behind the building.
No. He wanted to check into it. Like, is this kid fucking for real? Is this actually prescribed for that? And he looked and he found that. Oh yeah, it is prescribed.
I'll have
for
a
that.
brown paper bag.
So many doctors are just like,
now I don't have it.
they build it on preventative. It's all about not preventative. It's about reactive. You're reacting to
medicine.
sickness. Yeah.
I'm realizing that I've become like my own resource and advocate. They actually kind of listen. Like, I'm not just Dr. Google. They're like, they hear me talk and they're like, wait, he knows more about hormones than I do. All right, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like he didn't. Like my doctor, my cardiologist didn't even know what SHBG is, which is sex hormone binding globule. It's like how it's
I'll
like
take some
it's
of
like
that.
it's like testosterone. No, you don't want it because it like you want it, but it like testosterone like attaches to it and it's not available at the time. And so that was actually the only thing I had that was normal, which isn't really good because I had nothing else. So it was like attaching to that. It was like my fucking numbers were so bad.
Well, as it stands right now,
I'm surprised I can get boners. I can't believe I can get boners.
We're currently advocates of testosterone treatment, possibly steroids. We'll see how the research
Or
goes.
human growth hormone.
Testosterone treatment. HGH is great for you for anti-aging, especially.
It's a whole different animal.
But it doesn't really build muscle, but it's like good for other things. But testosterone is an anabolic steroid, by the way. It's the original. It's like
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is
anabolic
that
steroid.
what's interesting about hormones is like it's kind of like the movie Shallow Hal, where he's in love with this chick because he sees what he's seeing and he's feeling what he's feeling, but everyone else is just not on the same tune. Like hormones make you feel good, and so like your situation could be like not that great, but you're just feeling great anyway because you're ready to take on the challenges.
I'm totally
that's another benefit of steroids. People don't understand it's not just about like sex drive and being a man and blah blah blah. It's like you feel emotionally like strong, like you feel ready to take on.
Changing my entire hormone.
You feel
profile.
ready to take on the
I'm
challenges
changing
presented
that was
ahead
scary.
of you, whether it be a hurdle or something, whatever. A wall you got to run your shoulder through, as Dan said.
It's not just that though. It's It's
something
changing
you
an
gotta
entire
climb,
profile,
jump.
like underlying profile.
Whatever that thing is, you're ready to meet it head on.
It's not just like taking Adderall. Though,
Combat
where,
it.
Adderall's like a supplemental stimulant.
I'm pretty sure
not
it's a methamphetamine.
It's an amphetamine, but like
Amphetamine.
yeah, something like that. It's like 4 different amphetamine salts, but it's basically like it's not a medication like that. So it's like it's your own hormone you're already producing. So you're just changing your hormone profile.
I'm putting those on the list too. When I get older, I'm gonna get into amphetamines.
I don't suggest it.
No, I'm
If
gonna
you want to stay healthy.
No,
I don't suggest
I'm
it.
talking about when I'm older, like 70. Like
Yeah.
my
you,
body's
You want to
All you
commit.
need is testosterone.
my body's
Fuck it.
unhealthy. When the testosterone's wearing off, and
doesn't
I've,
wear
I've
off.
injected as much as I can,
No, it doesn't work like that.
and it's just not going the way it should anymore.
doesn't work like that.
I'm gonna take
Eventually, you'll get sick and die.
whatever
of course,
I want. Yeah. Well, before that
Candyman
happens,
wants to get
I'm
to
get-
the real candy.
All I'm
He's
saying
like
is
working towards like he thinks about it like you smoke more weed, you get higher.
Yeah.
You smoke more weed, you get higher.
No, I've been saying this for many, many years, and I
Right.
still feel the same way about it. The hard drugs are going to ruin your life, and you should. But there's got to be something to them because people love them. So, like, do them at
I
the end
did
of
at
your
one
life
point,
when it's
yeah.
almost ruined anyway. So, I'm gonna
Yeah, how
try.
could you even gauge that though? I
Look,
guess you could.
You gauge it. Trust me.
You think 70 is gonna be the end, but you might be like, I've seen
No,
guys still pumping
no.
iron for 10
When
years
I'm
after 70.
Odds are, when I'm 70, I'm either already dead or I'm still doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm banging young, hot pieces of awesome chicks. I'm fucking lifting weights. I'm playing video games with like arthritic hands, but like still living my best life. But what
Slanging
I'm using
diet
70 as like a figurative number. Like when I get to a point in my life where it's all starting to roll to an end and I can really, all the people around me are starting to go down for the count. I'll tell you right now, my poor dad, I love him. He's 72 and he's at the point now where people are dropping left and right from cancer, old age, cancer, this, that, the other thing. And so like, but he still has his family, his like kids and his grandkids and stuff like that. But when you get to a certain age and your grandkids take off and your kids are, and like you're sitting there doing nothing and you don't really have a lot going on, like get into drugs.
Yeah, you're saying, hardcore knockoff.
Spice it up. No one's looking.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Yeah.
There's no one to sneak around. You don't have to hide.
LSD.
All of it. You can do that when you're younger, but like you don't have to hide it from anyone either. You're old. You just be like, big bump, whatever you want.
Are you going to do, all right, so you're going to try?
I'm going to try every single thing. Well, like by the time, like if the doctor's like, you get stage 4 pancreatic cancer, I'm going to like I'm gonna just put the feelers out there to everyone I know and be like, "Yo,
Wait,
can you hook me up?"
Listen,
All right.
it's not just mutually exclusive things. It's like trying certain things together too.
Yeah.
Coke and heroin together.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
Well, it's different.
I'm gonna do it all.
That's a speedball.
I'm gonna try a speedball when I'm
Speedball.
old.
All right.
What
I'm
about?
like
I'm gonna hold you to that.
When I'm 85, if you're still around because you got like an artificial heart that's outpacing all our friends,
I
you can
think
be
he's
like, "Hey,
gonna be.
I think you said you were going to do a speedball when you were 75. I got you one for
Oh,
your
you did?
birthday."
Oh, okay.
And I'll do it. I'll do it right there.
What about crack?
I feel like crack's just as bad as a speedball. I guess if I'm doing one of those, I'll smoke some crack.
Yeah.
Or crystal
Like,
meth.
are we holding back now?
Yeah, now you're holding back.
No. There's always been a drug schedule.
What about crystal
The
meth?
first one that I'm going to try is going to be blow, because it seems
You've never
like
done that.
I've never tried it. A lot of people like it. I
love it.
also want to give Molly a good
Yeah.
run for its money.
All right, you'd
people,
love that.
People have said, oh God, it kicks your ass.
You'll do that before that, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I survived my entire 20s without trying it, and everyone was doing it. I'm pretty sure I'll
do a show on it.
I'm
all
pretty
three
sure
of
I
us.
can do it. Like,
But honestly, like I don't know. I think I'm afraid my heart would explode.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not interested in doing any of that stuff until it's the right time, and right now is not the right time.
But MDMA has similar properties as the psilocybin in terms of depression.
I don't care. I don't care unless I'm making the MDMA in the lab in my kitchen. Like I don't know what's. I'm just saying I don't know what's in it.
You know what's one of the things I come across?
I grow
for
my
the-
own mushrooms, so I'm
for
like
PTSD
In a
and
lab in his
depression.
kitchen.
As when I'm in
Ketamine.
the men's health like arena.
ketamine.
Ketamine a
Yeah,
lot.
that's a
That's
big
like the
thing.
big thing now.
Ketamine treatments.
And then for addiction, ibogaine, like everything's got like a alternative treatment now.
Medicine-
and they're very efficacious. Like they're not bullshit.
Medicine is progressively barbaric the further you go into technology. So like we look back on people that had certain medical practices and procedures. Let's say at the turn of the 20th century or 19
barbaric
in the
shit.
1900s, they'd put you in a straitjacket and extract your teeth because you were mentally ill. And
They
would,
put a fucking skewer through your eye.
Yes,
like,
they're gonna-
It's like switch that around in the frontal cortex there.
Yeah.
we're going to electrically shock him as different voltages and see how it works.
They still do that.
and
This
so
Rose Kennedy, she's had a
now-
full frontal lobotomy.
now they're like,
yeah.
oh, let's do a ketamine treatment, like, oh, you need heroin treatments. That's what it looks like
well,
in the
some
future.
places treat heroin with heroin.
Right, in the future, they're going to look back and be like, Jesus, in the 20th century, these people treated everything with heroin. They were like, oh, this is the ticket. But what I'm saying is like, right now it sounds like it's the way to go, but in like 100 years from now, 200 years from now, it'll be barbaric. It's the nature of the beast.
We're heading towards a much more peaceful existence.
Assuming a progression in technology, because you can always have...
There's no stopping technology, and we're going to do a full show on AI,
But you can
and
go,
we're going to learn
totally.
about that.
But you can go back. You can have things set you back.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Anyway, I want to crank out my Tales from the Y. It's not a long one. It's a little bit of a funny one, and then we can call it for the day. So there's an expression that we use in this country, and I imagine it's in all capitalist countries. You're only as good as your last paycheck. All right? And if I'm translating this right, you just check me on this. It just basically means you're only as good as your last hot shit that you did, whatever your last 3-pointer, your last championship, your last fucking hoorah that anyone gives a shit about you for, right? Like, what have you done for me today, basically, right? So, like, I go down to the Y this week, and I walk in, dude working there has been there forever. He's like, hey, what's going on, man? I'm like, hey, what's up, Ray? How are you? Blah, blah, blah. I walk in the locker room. I know all the guys there because I'm there every day. I'm like, hey, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. I've timed my workout to be after the swim team because that's the time the pool opens up, and I want to be in there and blah, blah, blah. So I get there, and I do the same thing I do every day. I start stretching out, and then I go over to the side where they've got all this gear, and I get the only pair of size 13 plus fins that they have out of like 200 pairs of fins. Okay. And I go get ready for these kids to get out of the water so I can start swimming. And so this little nerdy coach guy comes up to me and he's like, I'm sorry, those are only for the swim team. And I'm like, but these, and they're kids in the pool right now, like 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, these are adults. I was like, these aren't going to be for them, whatever. I was like, trust me, I use them every day. I was like, I swim here, whatever. He doesn't give a sweet fuck. He's gonna express his authority right then and there, and he's
Were they for them or no?
dude. The lifeguard had no idea. all the guys that worked at the Y and everyone else that have been there for years, no fucking idea. I've used them every workout for 2 straight years. Yeah. This guy wasn't having it. Yep. He fucking came over to take them away from me. So I've got them in my hand. I've got them in my hand, and I'm like being completely reasonable with the guy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, man, I'm not trying to like challenge your authority. I was like, but I want to work out with these fins, and I do it every day. And he's like, well, they're for the kids, and what if you break them and then they don't have any? And I was like,
they don't use these.
I'm gonna break these rubber fins. I'm like, how? I'm like, am I gonna rip them apart like the Hulk?
You're right.
Mind you, I'm high as shit.
You're challenging his authority, but he's like forcing it on you.
Yes, and I'm like, listen, man, I'm saying to him the words. I'm like, look, I don't want to have a confrontation. I'm like, but you're kind of really pushing. And I'm like, I say straight up, word for word. I'm like, this is a dick move. I'm like, you're making an issue of something. I'm like, you got to pick your battles. Yeah. I was like, I say to him, I'm shirtless because I'm about to go in the water and I've got Buddha tattooed on my chest. I go, now listen, man, I'm a Buddhist. I'm like, so I'm just moving past this and I'm going to let it go.
Right.
I was like, but just so you know, I was like, dick move. I was like, and somebody's going to get in the water that's not like me and they're not going to have this. I was like, people are stabbing each other right now over parking spots and like road rage. I'm like,
did he end up taking them from you?
He physically took them out of my hand.
How did you let that happen?
Because he took them, and he started walking away, and there are other people waiting to get in the pool. Adults are watching this, like, oh wow, what a dick, right? And so
Has he ever been there before?
I've never seen the guy. He's like a newer coach for like the younger kids, whatever. And I'm yelling at him in front of everyone in the pool now. I'm like, hey, just so you know, a coach of the Barracudas, I was like, I was a Barracuda on this swim team for 10 fucking years. I'm like, I have won hundreds of blue ribbons for this organization. I'm like the YMCA, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I swim against New Wave. I swim against fucking Burlington. I'm like naming all the hard teams, right? Then from back in the day, if they're even good, if it's even relevant, if it's even relevant, Jesus 30 Christ. Years later, right?
What did he do with them? Did he put them back in the bin?
So like the other, like everyone's looking at this scene go down now, and I was like, good. I was like, great. I'm like, you happy now? I was like, you've taken the fins away from an alumni who's won hundreds of blue ribbons for this organization. I just kept yelling it, hundreds of blue ribbons. And then like after he had like the kids had gotten out of the pool and stuff, I got in there and started swimming. And then I heard the kids like, they're like, dude, that dude can swim. He's like, one of the kids says to the other kid, he goes, you see that? That's swimming. And then I start doing these other strokes.
Dude, this
and then
is unreal.
In between laps, I get up and the coach is like trying to get out of there, and I just keep yelling, hundreds of blue ribbons, and I just keep doing my laps, like killing it.
I would pay to be there.
And I was like,
I wouldn't have given him up. I would have been like, no.
You took him out of my hand. He was half my size.
Like, don't touch
I was
my
like,
body.
How old are we talking?
He was like 25, 26.
Yeah,
not
like,
that
dude,
young.
if you
not
touch
that
me,
old.
you're going in the pool.
Too old enough to
right
be
now.
like maybe 30.
Was he in his bathing suit and stuff?
No, dude, he was just like an out of shape chump.
I would have been like, if
was
you
like,
touch
kid
these,
was probably
you're
on the
going
team.
in that pool.
Oh, dude, I didn't want to get thrown out. I didn't know what kind of clout he had there. I was like, he's the coach. I was like, I really like it.
Yeah, but like you've been using those things for a while.
I was like, I said to him, I was like, when he was leaving, I was like, the minute you walk out, I'm putting my fins on. I was like, so you've done nothing. And then like there was like the week before that, there was a bunch of kids that weren't on the swim team in the pool, and none of them knew how to swim. And I was like giving them lessons and teaching them how to swim with the fins. And like one of them didn't have goggles, and he's like, "How much are those goggles?" And I was like, $10. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "I don't have $10." And like I bought like 3 of the kids goggles on the way out. I was like, "Hey Ray, get these kids all goggles, right?" So the guy's like telling me that I'm gonna break the fucking rubber fins that are gonna be around 10,000 years from now when I'm dead. They're going to be rotting in a landfill.
Did a kid need them, or did he just put them back in a bin somewhere?
As I said originally to the coach, my original reasoning for when he came up to me, he's like, they're the only. First of all,
was he a dick right away?
First of all, I had to fish through a giant bin to get them, like I always do, and
so
they're always at the bottom, and they're color coded, and they're the only ones that are green, and they're because they're size 13 plus. They're the biggest fins they make, and they've got a single pair of them. And guess how many 10-year-old kids need those fins?
Yeah,
Zero. Okay. Meanwhile, there were 400.
Are they there for YMCA members to use?
Nobody could give me an answer, so I don't know if he's in the right or I'm in the right. But all I can tell you is that like people are fucking.
You should get your own flippers and
I
write
am.
F and U on.
I'm buying my own. I'm buying my own flippers now. But like this guy was such a dick. And so, like I said, you're only as good as your last paycheck. Was like,
next week's
I
gonna
guess,
be like 100 ribbons.
I guess hundreds of first place ribbons and putting the swim team on the fucking map for 10 years doesn't mean
We should
shit.
do a bunch of blue ribbons and have you go into the all of your jacket.
The fucking lifeguard and the guy that worked there, like, man, that's messed up. You're like, you're an alumni, and I was like, I know. Everybody sided with me,
dude. It's so good. Like, I love
I couldn't handle it.
The kids going, now that's swimming.
That's swimming.
I hate power tripping little pieces of shit.
I couldn't handle it.
Like, listen, just because you're power tripping doesn't mean you're still not a piece of shit.
I used all my powers of reason with the man. I was like, dude, I'm not trying to challenge your authority, bro. I'm like, I get it, but
I don't know
these are adult fins, and there are no adults on the team. It's a kids swim team.
I don't think I can hold myself back.
100% make a complaint.
I mean, whatever.
File a complaint against him.
And in your complaint, right? I've won hundreds of ribbons.
I mean,
I beat Burlington. I beat New Wave.
I gotta tell you,
he grabbed them from your hands.
He physically took them out of my hands. I mean, he wouldn't have if I hadn't unclasped them. If I chose to hold on to them, I could have. If I chose to throw them in the pool, I could have.
I wonder if he would have fought you for them if you didn't give them up.
I mean, never underestimate your opponent, but like, I think I would have killed.
War?
Would there have been a?
I think I could have held on to him like not even hard, like a kid was pulling on him. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, in the pool.
Dude,
while this man is trying to pull.
I couldn't believe it. He just came right up to me like a fucking guard dog.
Like,
excuse me. He's like, you can't touch those. I'm like, what?
What?
I'm looking around like that. I didn't touch any of the kids. I'm like, I'm like not even near him. He's like, no. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like what? I'm like, I'm using my workout gear that I pay to come here every month and swim in the pool with.
Right.
And I've seen many other adults use these fins. So anyway,
are they out when the kids aren't there? When the team isn't there?
It's all by the pool at all times.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there at all times. And this guy tried to make a case that they were reserved for his swim team.
What
only,
a fucking loser!
And I
Seriously,
was just like,
what a piece of shit!
Why would he even give a shit?
I want to join.
I did a little fucking Hansel from fucking Zoolander. I was like, whatever, brah. God bless. Like fucking later. I'm gonna jump in the water and show all your kids how a real swimmer fucking swims, and then they were like jaw dropped. They were like, holy. I did like some butterfly. I did some backstroke. I just fucking nailed out.
Oh,
like,
great! You took fins away from an alumni who's won hundreds of
hundreds. I mean, I swam there for 10 years.
Dog shit.
Yeah. Well, it's the way it goes out there. Burlington.
Weak ass fucking piece of shit.
These teams might not.
Oh, you coach fucking YMCA. You fucking are jerking off tonight.
I'll tell you what.
Nothing else.
I'll tell you what. If I had won a blue ribbon last week, he would have gave a shit. But because I didn't, I'm only as good as my last paycheck.
You should see if you could get like a monument.
No,
if they had records.
I am working on a monument for the Y, but it isn't for me. It's for the guy Ray that's been working there for 50 years, and I want to have a statue of him in the front, and I want to do a collection. But yeah, dude, I'm on like speaking terms with the guy that runs the place for like the area, because like he comes in and I'll like pull him aside and be like, "This is what I think," and I'll give him like real advice on how to like improve the place. And he's like, "Dude, you always have the best advice." I'm like, "Thanks, man." So like next time I see him, I'll be like, "Hey, I was accosted by a swim coach. Essentially, I was like,
you should say it like that."
He was definitely in my bubble and physically took the fins I was holding on to out of my hand.
What if you put them on your feet?
When I was being
taking them off?
While I was politely trying to like say like, "Hey, man, it's cool," but I guess it wasn't cool. So
like, you should have been like, "Which one of these kids needs size 13?" Like nobody does.
None of them. That was the original, my original rational argument for it's
leave,
okay.
As soon as you leave, I'm going to get them and put them on.
I said it. I was like, as soon as you walk out the door, I'm putting them on. You know where I fucked up was I should have looked them in the eye and said, "It's okay. I know what I'm doing."
It's a different. That might have been different.
It's a different move. So
might have avoided everything.
Anyway, I hope you like the show, sweet guys, girls, anyone interested in doing steroids or any kind of anabolic anything. This is the week to listen to us. We're going to be out partying this weekend at the Old Court.
Make an appearance.
Downtown Lowell. No, I mean, I'm definitely going.
I'm thinking about it still.
I told Jeff you were in, so I hope we're going to invite Declan. Does that sweeten the pot?
It sweetens the pot.
Sweetens the pot.
We've been talking.
It sweetens the pot.
We talk here and there.
All right. We'll be out this weekend, and thanks for listening in. And you're only as good as your last paycheck, so just get your hoochies off.
Let's hear swim coach.
Yeah.